Welcome back to the Cat Knit Podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, August 3rd. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do all day, every day, as much as I have the time for when laundry and other life things permit. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there if you'd like to see what I get up to. That includes cats and baking and all the various test knits that I'm doing, which is very exciting. Show notes will be on my blog, which will be things that I talk about in this episode. Hopefully I will remember everything. If I forget, please let me know, or if you just have any questions about things in general, feel free to send me a message. I would be happy to help. I have a lot of knitting to share, a lot of unexpected knitting, and then just knitting that I can't actually show you right now, but that's okay, or really talk about. But that's fine. I did that, and that was really good. But I have a lot of other knitting to show you, which is also very exciting, and I'm just repeating myself in different words. So, if you'd like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, or laundry to fold, or maybe you're working out. If you are, more power to you. I did mine this morning. You can come back and join me for some crafty chat. I have a Christmas cup because we're channeling the need and longing for cooler weather, the cold, cold winters of Houston. It gets pretty cold by our standards. I know it doesn't get cold by other location standards, but having lived here for a while, that cold is very cold. And I really like having knitwear. But it is not that way today. It is incredibly hot. So that's why I have a Christmas cup, because I'm channeling my inner holiday, cooler weather, longing, need, want, desire. Just today a day to be a thesaurus, apparently. But usually usually August is like the last month that it is insanely hot. Sometimes in September it stays really, really hot, and then by October it kind of starts cooling down a little bit. So we're in the downward hill stretch. Whatever. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel, which is very exciting. And like I said, it'll be Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and all the other holidays before we know it. I only talk about Christmas knitting whenever I record, and I feel like this is very bad planning on my part. I really need to start thinking about it. What am I doing? This is not the time to think about it in detail. We talked about Advents last week, and that was pretty fun. Very exciting. I have not done any more planning since then in regards to my Advent calendar, but when I do think about it in passing, or I am reminded of it, I do get very excited, and that makes me very happy. So I'm sure as time goes on, knitter's math will be done. The whatever Kevin math in regards to food from The Office. I feel very strongly about that comparison. It is very accurate. If it's math, I know what to do. If it's anything else, I don't. Unless you gave me a formula and reminded me how to use it. Anyway, this is not a math podcast. This is partially a weather podcast, but just because I like to talk about the weather, and yeah. Advent calendars. So, last week, I talked a lot about this secret test knit that I'm working on, and I took the weekend off of working on it, which was very, very much needed, and I'm actually really excited to work on it today, which is really wonderful. I am loving the fact that I'm excited to work on it because it has been just like, wow, 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 this is so much to do in one day. This is a lot, but I really want to get it done. And knowing that I have a lot of like leeway in the various deadlines that I've set for myself in addition to the actual deadline, I feel very good about it. But taking some time away from it was very important. And I think like it just reminds me, and I'm sure other people feel the same way, that if you are working on something and it's really just lost its joy, or it's just really stressful, and you've changed your needles, which is the first thing you should do if a project is really bothering you, that is an opinion I stand very strongly for. That was a weird way to say that. I support that. Changing your needles. If you're not enjoying your project, first thing is to do is change your needles. Or analyze your needles. Are they the ones that are making you the most productive, and like you're using your knitting time wisely? Are your needles helping you, or are they making it harder or more frustrating? That's the first thing. Second thing, if that doesn't work, and like you've added progress keepers and things are just really happy and like all that jazz, you've changed up your project bag, you're trying to get it done within a certain time or whatever, and you've like divided up how much you need to do, or even if you don't have a deadline, really. If you've done all those things, whatever you like to do to switch up your knitting project, and none of them work, or they work for a little bit and then it kind of doesn't work anymore, then it's time to take a little break. It's okay to not knit on something every day. It's really okay. The time will move on, and there will be more time to knit on it later. It's just not right then. And it's very refreshing, really, because you're just like, you're giving your brain a break from this particular project, and then you can work on other things, whether it be new or old or just whatever. Switch up it's kind of like switching up your scenery, like being able to walk outside, really, just because we're all supposed to stay home, or just stay home as much as you can, and just switching up your scenery is very important. And switching up your knitting, if it is causing you stress and sadness or just general knitting lack of knitting mojo. I'm really rearranging the words today. I don't know what's going on. That's okay. I hope my point is getting communicated. And so I took a break, and it was really wonderful, and like I said, I'm very excited to work on it again today or tomorrow, whatever my schedule allows. My schedule meaning my to-do list. So why did I take a break? This past weekend, I got a lot of knitting done because we took a little trip. Sam, my husband, and I took a little trip to Austin to see some friends. They just moved into a little townhouse thing, condo, and like they've been very quarantined, locked down, very safe. We have been doing the same thing as well, and so we just hung out at their place and had a lot of fun, played games. I got a lot of knitting done. It was the best. Car rides, and since we didn't stop anywhere along the way, because normally we would, but to prevent exposure, we brought snacks, and planning the snacks was really fun, and it was just a lot of fun. Got a lot of knitting done. First off, I have a semi-finished object. Wasn't expecting to get this done, but it happened because we had like so much. It was amazing. The knitting time was incredible. And everyone, I have a sock. Look at this sock. Is this not amazing? I haven't knit a sock in forever. And today is the day I get to show it to you. So this is a test knit for Lindsay of Lost and Fawn. She is the designer behind shawls such as the Bennett sister shawl and the Bronte sister shawl. I test knit the Port and Pines cowl earlier this year. That was color work, and she is releasing some socks that are more of a slipper type sock. They are not slippery socks, like I said. I really want to say that every time, but like that's not going to make sense, because really, unless socks have those little like scuffy things on the bottom, they are, all socks are slippery socks. This is all stash. The gray is Blue Mule fiber, and it is the Donegal tweed and the Doc Holiday colorway, and then the mohair, puff, fluff, whatever, is hedgehog fibers. And I looked up at what it was because I have it on my Ravelry page. What is it? Oh, it's not plump. I thought it was plump. It's something random. Spell. That's what it is. And on the camera it's much more blue. In person it's much more like bright neon contrasty. This pattern is coming out in November, so that is when that will be available to the public, and the pattern is being released. This is very excited. I also think it's funny how like whenever you look at socks, they look incredibly long. And it's like, my foot's not that long. Is it? Yeah, my foot is that long. I do have a small foot, but my feet are narrow and not like intensely long, but they are pretty long. But yeah, I knit like from here to here like the first day, I think. And then from here to the toe the second day. And I've also worked on other things, so my knitting has been incredibly productive, and I'm very excited. Even knitting happened last night once we got home, and it was really amazing. So anyway, this is coming out in November. I'll keep, like, I'll let you know when it comes out and all that jazz, because I'll be posting pictures and all that fun stuff. I know that she has other sock patterns and other slipper-esque socks, which look super fun, and having finished a sock, and the first sock in a very long time, I'm very excited to start the next one. I really need to knit the next one before I move on, but yes, fun times. So yes, finished, half finished object, whatever, pair of socks, slippery socks. I'm very excited about this. This is living in my amazing pumpkin spice latte suburban stitcher project bag. She no longer makes bags, unfortunately, but she does have beautiful yarn, so please go check out her yarn. You probably already know about her yarn because she is wonderful. While I was working on my sock, I did have the joys, because it is a thing, of having my little cactus progress keeper from Jen of the Hand Stitch Life. She makes incredible, like super adorable, what a word, I'm doing a wonderful job articulating my feelings about these progress keepers. They are very cute. They are very well made, and she has a lot of very fun options. She's also like got a lot of seasonal ones, so there's currently a lot of like summery ones. I know she's starting to add more like fall Halloween-y ones. There are some Christmas ones. I did get some, and they did come in the mail, and I'm very excited. So I'm excited to see what more like seasonal stitch markers she puts in the shop moving forward, which is very exciting. I'll show you the other ones that I got as I move along though. Next up, let me talk about this brand new test knit. Everybody, this is a new test knit that hadn't been cast on the last time we chatted. Oh my goodness, there's lots of singing today. Okay, so this is a test knit for Rachel of September Knits. I'm trying to think, what have I test knit anything for her this year? I've test knit for her quite a lot, and she is so sweet and has designed some beautiful projects. Items, shawls, sweaters, hats. She's got a super cute hat, like, knit along going on right now, I think. That, if I was not focusing on other test knits, probably would join in, but probably will be making one in the future. Come on, why are you not working? There we go. It's been forever. The Jensen pullover I did for her. The Hyla cowl I did for her. That was last year. My hair was much shorter then. That was around October of last year. I think that was it. Really? I thought there was more. That's okay. But, so I've test knit for her. She's just really sweet. She's wonderful to work with. And I am testing her Mayberry sweater, which is her first colorwork pullover, which is very exciting. You all know, if you've been watching this podcast for really any amount of time, that I love colorwork, especially colorwork pullovers. I see it pretty much and I have to do it. It gets added to my queue, I save it on my Instagram, whatever. It's amazing. So this is a DK weight pullover, long sleeves. I believe it's a little bit more cropped, but obviously those things you can adjust to whatever you would like. You could have short sleeve, it could have 3/4 sleeve, it could have like long and you add like a little thumb hole, which I really love the idea of doing. Lengthening the body, shortening the body, whatever, adding decreases, little decreases, but of course taking in yardage into consideration. I also have a new progress keeper from Hand Stitch Life on here, which I'm very excited. It makes me very happy. And I also have the coordinating stitch marker to go with it, which made me happy, brought me joy. It's fun stuff to look at, very cute. Okay, so I believe I'm in the middle of a round. I mean, I am. Of course I'm in the middle of a round. I'm knitting in the round. Of course I'm in the middle of a row. Whatever. Just saying before I think. So this is what I have so far, everybody. And this is, again, the same situation. I think it's just that I look at it. Obviously, I'm looking at it as I knit it. And so it's just, the colors are just there. I do love them, but it's just like, meh. There they are. They are my colors. And then when I look at it on the viewfinder on my camera and I can see it in a different perspective or like in different lighting or whatever, the lighting coloring is much different in person. I will say that. It's showing up much more blue on my camera. It's very much more warm toned. And this is not like a greeny. Looks kind of greeny. It's not. It's much more honeycomb, toasted honey, whatever. So yes, this is what I have. We've got some color work there and then there, excuse me, and then I will have color work on the body and I believe on the cuffs of the sleeves. I am so close to splitting for the sleeves. That was my ultimate goal to, once we were on the drive home, I was like, oh man, if I can somehow manage to finish a sock and start and divide for sleeves of a brand new sweater, I am just, it's magical knitting happening over here. Don't know how it happens, but somehow it does. And that unfortunately did not happen. That's okay. It's not that big a deal. I'm so close though. Like, I am maybe half an inch short. And maybe one more row of increases. Like, the dryer's done. I have laundry to fold. I still have laundry to fold that's on the bed that I have left there. Because because I had to record, you know, it's gotta move along. Anyway, I'm really loving this. My yarn that I'm using, so the main color is Barocco Vintage Decay. We know, I love it, it's amazing. The price point is incredible, it's super high quality, and the colors that they have available is just amazing. It's soft, it wears well. This is the Chana Doll colorway, and it's quite popular. I had a problem finding the a place to get it from because I needed 5 skeins, and everyone was either sold out or only had like 1 or 2 left. So it is a very popular color, and I really am very glad that I went with it. I thought about like just switching it up and deciding to not use it because it was so hard to find. I think I did end up finding it at Jimmy Bean's, I think. But I wanted to buy from a local yarn store somewhere that had it and couldn't find it. That's okay. But I'm really glad that I stuck with my plan because the contrasting color, I was planning on just using this dark brown, which is Malabrigo Arroyo in the glitter colorway, which is very, very deep stash. But then I decided, this was also in my stash, to I just swallowed a piece of fluff. Okay, hold on. Piece of fluff, crisis averted. This is the problem about knitting with fluffy stuff. I had this in my stash. This is Hedgehog Boucle in the something romantic or romance or something colorway. And I'm holding that double to kind of make sure that the dark brown like stands out, to add some really fun texture, and also to bring in those pinky rosy burgundy vibes, which I love, especially in the fall time. Like, can we even, this is, I love this. So it goes so well. I think it is just beautiful, especially with like these green bits in here. These colors are very hard to photograph, I have realized. Like, every time I try and send a picture to someone, it's just like, that's not what the colors are. Usually it shows up really green, and it's not. But yeah, so the glitter, the dark brown, there are some places in the yarn, because it is variegated, that are a little bit lighter and kind of blend in with the Barocco Vintage Decay, whatever, the main color. So I'm glad that I decided to throw in the extra thing. Also, since for some reason this one seemed a little bit lighter than the Vintage Decay, I wanted to make sure that the gauges were a little bit more similar, and I wanted to use the colors. So I improvised and I made it work, and I'm loving it. And here's my, so cute, it's a purple gummy bear, and oh my goodness, everybody, like, it's kind of iridescent. I don't know how well you can see that, but it's like the cutest thing. She also has a blue one and a pink one, but purple is my favorite color. And fun fact, gummy bears are possibly, definitely top 5 favorite candies of all time, particularly the Buc-ee's gummy bears, because they are just, their flavors are different, and they're much more juicy, and as juicy as gummy bears can be. They are so good. I love gummy bears so much. And so when I saw that Jen has some gummy bears progress keepers, I was like, oh, and it's purple, and it's sparkly or iridescent-y, and I was so excited. And so then her matching stitch markers just have like this little purple bead. Please focus, there we go. So I was so excited to be able to put that on here. And yeah, like I said, I cast on the neck. Oh, maybe it was the day before. So Thursday? Last Thursday? I think? Yeah. But I knit most of this over the weekend, which was very exciting. That is amazing. So yeah, that's the Mayberry sweater for Rachel of September Knits. That is coming out probably around sometime in November, maybe December, I believe. So not for a while, but that is just something to keep an eye out for. If you like DK weight sweaters and or colorwork sweaters, this is super fun. I like the simplicity of the colorwork. It's nothing too fancy, but it's a very geometric design, I feel like, just because of the semicircular, whatever shapes. It's fun. Very easy to follow. Would highly recommend. So yeah, that's very exciting, and that has been the other test knit that I've been working on. I will say I have gotten to a point, I go through this every year, and I say this every year. I go through these phases of like, I'm not gonna do any more test knits, and I'm just getting really tired of doing test knits and I need to take a break. I'm in one of those phases, that's why I'm talking about it. Like I said, I love test knitting. I do it because I love it. I love working with people. I love getting to meet people. I love all of it. It is so much fun. But I go through phases of burnout, and I miss working on other things. So I have one more test knit coming up. I am getting yarn. The yarn is coming. It's very exciting. It's for Isabel Kramer. I love working with Isabel and Janine for the test patterns. It's just so exciting. So that will probably be my last one. I say that. I don't actually know that. Who knows? We will have to find out. But that needs to be cast on as soon as the yarn arrives, which hopefully should be this evening or tomorrow. It was scheduled for today, but it says that it's arriving late, so we will see. Hopefully it will be tomorrow because I need to cast it on ASAP. But I feel good because the first sock is done, and that was the only requirement for the test knit. And so, yes. So that means I have this other sweater, the secret test knit. This DK weight one will go very quickly, I am positive. Because I'm reading a lot, because there's just a lot of events going on right now. Or not a lot of events, but like, I'm reading a lot. The secret test knit, so DK weight, Mayberry, secret test knit, and then this new one for Isabel. I have had the opportunity and like have seen things pop up on Instagram that I would normally really like to test knit, but I did stop myself. I did say no. I did not respond. I just liked it and moved on. It was really great. I cannot guarantee that will continue on. But yeah, I need to focus on my projects, not that the test knits that I'm working on are not my projects, but you know what I mean. Things that are not test knits that don't have deadlines. Unless I put a deadline on them, you know? So last night when we got home, we had dinner and we just kind of like, we unpacked and all that kind of stuff. There is an online book club that I'm a part of, and they put together fun events for each month. And this particular month is Book Jeopardy, and so I have a team, and we have like a little chart, and we're supposed to have our own prompts when we pick our I think the first one I picked was like shelves for 600, and so I have my particular prompt, and so I picked out a book for this prompt. Fun fact, fun story, now you know what I'm doing. And I needed something to work on that I knew would be very mindless, and I know I have a lot of options, and I know there are probably things I should have picked up first, but I really wanted some super instant gratification, so I picked up this cowl that's been on my needles forever, and it's knit on a size 11, so I knit from here to there in about an hour and a half, and it felt really good. And I was also taking breaks in between. This is also another new progress keeper from Jen. It's a little pineapple, and it's got little heart glasses, and it's so happy, and I love it so much. It's my favorite. All of hers are my favorite, but I really love this one. I say that about whichever one I'm showing you in the moment. This one's my favorite. No, this one's my favorite. They're all my favorites, but this one really is my favorite. They're all my favorites, really. They all bring me joy. So this is no pattern. I just kind of am making it up as I go. And I have no idea how many I cast on. But it's a cowl, basically. It's a snuggly cowl, and I have the two colors. I have the maroon and then this very nice like gray off-white. So my plan is so I have this section of the maroon and the gray, and then I'm going to do a really long stripe section, and then I'm going to do a big block of maroon and then a little block of gray to finish it off. Basically, I just want to use up as much of this yarn as I can. It is so soft. It's so soft. And I don't have the ball band in here. But this is, I know this is Folk? I don't know. You know what I mean, Woolfolk. I don't remember the base name, but it's like one of those ones that has like really high Orvis, Otis, something, wool. I don't know where my ball bands are, otherwise I'd be definitely giving you the correct information, but I don't have those with me, and I'm not sure where they are, so we're gonna have to just deal with my guesses, and I do apologize for that. But yes, this is what that is, and so it feels like cashmere. It's very, 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 very soft. But yeah, so that was just a cowl that I've had on my needles for probably a year, maybe more. And that yarn came from Maker and Stitch in Edwards, Colorado. My mom brought that back for me, those two skeins back for me when they went sometime last year, I believe. And so it's so soft. It feels like cashmere, but it's not. It's wool. Can't remember what that word is. Ovis? Otis. Ovid. I can't remember, but it's a very like fine, high micron, and so it's just so soft. And I want it around my neck, and I want to squish it, and I just love it so much. So yeah, I was working on that while reading last night, and obviously I got a lot done. It was really great, and there's no like, gotta get this done. It is a languishing whip, but it also is not technically on my Ravelry page, so it has not been included when I have counted my projects, which is my bad. There are some other ones, including this other one I'm about to talk about. They're not on my Ravelry project page, and I don't know why they're not. I just have not put them in. I don't know why. But this is another one that I have not worked on, but I do want to like continue working on it because I love this yarn. I love this pattern. I want to wear it. And I just haven't taken the time to work on it. This is living in another Maker and Stitch bag that my mom brought back for me. Probably around the same time as the maroon and white yarn. I love this bag. It is so awesome. It's very high quality. It's got like a smooth, leathery type lining, and then the outside is the linen. It's very linen-y, and it's got this nice little tie with the one side. It says Venture Weights, and then a lot of camping stuff, which I love. Oh, excuse me. This is Ziggy by Joji Locatelli. It is a triangular shawl with this lace, this lace pattern. No, it's this lace pattern, and then this garter stitch pattern in between those lace sections. Pretty sure I'm probably getting ready to start a lace section, which is why I didn't end up picking it up. I did bring this with me over the weekend because I didn't know if I'd what I would want to work on. But yeah, I need to make progress on this. I have quite a long way to go. I'm probably not even halfway. And this particular shawl was cast on last year in June. It was cast on right after I got in my not terrible but not great car accident. Someone ran a red light and smashed the front of my car, and that was not very fun, very terrifying. But when like the aftermath of that and the recovery of that, casting this on was part of my recovery, kind of. And just kind of like, it's okay, treat yourself. Like, you need to kind of recoup. You've been through a lot. Why don't you cast out a new shawl? That'll for sure make you feel better. In this beautiful, sparkly, I don't know if you can see the sparkle in this yarn. This is Madeline Tosh Molite. I don't know what but it's like, I said the word earlier. What is the word? Holographic. That's what it is. The sparkles and stuff that is spun into the yarn is holographic, and it is wonderful. And I believe the colorway name is Stargazer. Oh, I have ball bands in here. That's helpful. Star Scatter. That's the name. Tosh Merino Light plus Halo Glitter. That is what the base is called. And this was a Christmas present to me, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before, from my in-laws, which was really wonderful. It was very kind of them to give me yarn. I have two stitch markers. One of them is facing backwards, but they are the same. They are these little unicorns I got from the Knitting Cup in Georgetown. And I don't remember what the name is of that stitch marker maker, but Knitting Through It, I believe. We will look it up. Where are they? I cannot find them. Like, I'm trying to find places that would have them, like I know would have them, and I can't even find them on their Instagram. I found it. A needle runs through it. That's what it is. A needle. I knew it was through something. Yes, so a needle runs through it. She's in California. She makes the coolest stitch markers. They're very like themed. I know that she has like a Stranger Things one. She's got Game of Thrones inspired. She's just got a lot of knitting themed ones. There was a Mandalorian one. Sheeps. Jane Austen, 80s themed, California themed, beekeeper themed, unicorns, which is what I have, sugar skulls, lots of really, really cute stuff, and they're very high quality. And I do apologize for having forgotten her name, her business name, but now I have remembered, and now I want more stitch markers from her, because they are so cute. But yes, I have a little unicorn. She's got a lot of really fun kits. Would highly recommend you checking her out. This is, like I said, my Ziggy shawl. I need to make progress. I need to really figure out this. I'm very lost in my pattern. I think that's another thing that's stopping me, is that usually when I want to be able to pick it up, I don't have the time to sit down and figure out where I am in the pattern, which is a problem. But I need to do that, and once I do that, I think, excuse me, once I do that, I think it'll be much easier to move forward. And also, I think I'm going to switch over to using the chart, because I have been using the written instructions, and I remember I was really struggling with the lace for some reason. Also, I might put the pattern on my Kindle, because this was during a time where I did everything on paper patterns, which there's nothing wrong with that, but now that I have my Kindle, did I not have my Kindle at that time? No, I had my Kindle. I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, so yeah, this is something that I want to throw into my rotation of projects. I still have things that I have not worked on are my sea bogger. I also threw my Oban cardigan into the rotation. I need to not forget that I still need to make another sock, because I currently just have one sock, and that I need to complete the pair. The secret test in it still needs to be worked on, so I need to be careful not to throw too many languishing whips into the rotation, lest it just become the new container of all the languishing whips, which is not very helpful, and is very overwhelming, so I need to be careful not to do that. But I think I am moving in the right direction of just making good progress while working on test knits, while staying sane, and also doing things like folding the laundry. Very quickly, I want to show you this other this other set of progress keepers and stitch markers I got from Jen that are just so cute. These are the Christmas ones. We have Santa and a snowflake. And they're so cute, and we got like, it's sparkly, and then look at the stitch markers. They're little light bulbs. Can we even? I am so excited. So yeah, please, her shop will be linked in the show notes. Please go check her out. Like I said, she's just got the cutest stuff. Very high quality. Customer service is amazing. The packages she ships in are super cute and decorated, and she is just wonderful. So that is all the knitting that I have for you guys this week. I haven't really, I know, baking, cooking wise. So last week, very quickly, was Sam's birthday, which was very exciting. It was on Tuesday, and I made sourdough pizza. We made pizza together, but I made the dough, and then I also made a carrot cake. I fancied up a spice box mix. Spice mix? It was the spice cake, and it was from a box. And so I fancied it up, and we had a lot of cream cheese frosting, and it was just delicious. That is what I baked and made last week. This week I'm going to try sourdough blueberry muffins, because that sounds really good and I want to do it, which is a good reason to do so. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of reading, which is exciting. I'm also very sleepy. I'm sorry. Do have iced coffee. But it doesn't seem to be doing the job. I need to pull it together. Let's wrap this up. I have a little time left on my SD card, so let us finish this episode out and then we can continue on with our days, our to-do list, making dinner, getting dinner out, whatever floats your boat, folding laundry, cleaning the bathrooms, doing the kitty litter, all that jazz. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me every single week. The comments, the likes, the subscribes. I really appreciate every single one of you. I cannot express that enough. It means so much to me that I can sit in front of a camera and talk to a camera, and I have so many friends on the other side of the screen who like to hang out, and getting to interact with all of you is really wonderful, and I really appreciate your support over the years. If you'd like to follow me on any of my social medias, I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram. All the pictures are there. That's really where I hang out the most. Show notes, social media, all that stuff will be linked in the show notes on my blog. The link to that is down below if you're on YouTube, or if you're on my blog or anything, or on my blog, everything is already there. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you continue to have a wonderful week. I hope if you have crafty plans, I hope that they are successful. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy, washing your hands, wearing your mask, staying socially distanced from people, all that jazz, educating yourself, staying up on what is going on in the world, donating if you can, and crafting, finding the joys in little things, trying to stay positive even though it is hard, even though things are not positive right now. Things are sad, things are depressing, things are very anxiety inducing, very stressful. But there is joy, and there is happiness, and there's peace in the small things. And if you can find those things throughout the week, whether it be that you timed the loads of laundry just right and it worked out perfectly. There was just enough iced coffee left in the cold brew jug for you to have a delicious iced coffee. The little things that bring you joy. I hope you find those this week. I hope that your crafting plans, if they add to that, I hope that is wonderful to you. I have crafting plans. I will continue to find the joy in the small things wherever I can find them. Kitty snuggles in the morning. Fun little progress keepers. Rainstorms, thunderstorms, good audiobooks, nail polish, fun earrings, the little things. Anyway, I could go on and on, but I'm sure everyone has their own things that bring them joy. So that is all that I have for you guys this week. Hopefully I'll come back with more to show you next week. Who knows what it'll be? I don't know what it'll be, but hopefully no more test knits for right now. Well, another one, but this is an old one. This is not like a new one necessarily. I don't know. I'm just rambling. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.